What should I make the intro for this video? Should it be like I could put like a dog or something on the screen. I'll put a dog here. It says like Deep Rock Galactic. I love it. Welcome to the third annual What I Want to See in DRG on the SNES gaming channel on youtube.com, a widely loved series by all. This time we're sponsored by Brita water filters. I'm lying, I wish though, they're kind of nice, I guess. It's been another year since I did this already. I don't know how, that's scary, but you know, we're here. I wasn't sure if I was gonna make another one of these because I didn't really have any ideas for a couple months, but good news, I was wrong. And I do have a few ideas floating around, a little pool of thoughts in my brain. It's a nice pool, not one of those cheap plastic ones that you like put in the grass and it like breaks really easily. To recap from last year, my suggestions were cave variety, grenades, cosmetics, new drinks, deep dive update, perks, and if you look at season 3 and 4, a few of those things were added. Grenades and cave variety were a big part of season 3, and season 4 has randomizer, which is my new favorite drink. I have nothing else to say for this intro. Let's do the perks part where I talk about a perk overhaul. So in the previous video, I was like, oh, perks just need some balancing and tweaking, but generally you're in a pretty good place. But from developer live streams, I think it's gonna be more of a perk rework that could come in season 5, not just something small. I think they really wanna change stuff up. There's a lot of good design in the perk system. I like the active and passive system. The designs of the perks are fun and interesting. The only thing is that how you upgrade them is really lackluster. You get points from completing milestones, which are pretty much anything in the game. You can just do something in the game and you complete a milestone. But that being said, there's so many milestones that you can do that you get a ton of leftover points, and it just doesn't really leave a use for them once you've finished the upgrade tree. Like, I have hundreds of them. For those who are newer to DRG, you wouldn't know this, but there was a point in time where milestones were balanced to give exactly enough points to finish the upgrade tree, but it was so slow, it was about the speed of my upload schedule, and it made it feel really unrewarding. Sorry about that, by the way. So they changed it to what we have now, introducing the problem we still currently have, which is that I have a lot of these perk points, and I don't know what to do with them. They're filling my pockets and like they're falling out every time I try to get some out of my pockets, and they like fall on the floor, and then I gotta like pick them up and like put them back in my pocket. So this is the part they're gonna put the most attention to, if I were to guess. How do you create more ways to spend these on your perks? Well, firstly, you make more perks, which is pretty obvious. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that that's gonna happen. I'm sure they have ideas lying around and a couple new things to sprinkle in there. But it would be interesting if they added a way to customize perks more. You know what I'm saying? Maybe have some branching upgrade tree that allows for, let's say, 3 big variations of each perk. For example, you could do an upgrade for Beastmaster that lets you tame more than one Steve, but you can't tame guards anymore, or something like that. Yeah, obviously you'd have to like change the, you know, make it balanced or whatever, but I'm just throwing ideas out there. Stuff that alters the variables in each perk's functionality to boost certain parts and then reduce the other ones, kind of making them fit different setups. This could also be even bigger than I'm saying. It could even be what is essentially an equipment terminal, but for perks, allowing you to pick and choose different upgrades and, you know, build to whatever you're trying to do, and it would save with your loadout or whatever. This would add a new layer to class building while adding more ways to spend perk points, and also make it more engaging to interact with, because in its current state, I don't really ever change my perks. It'd be cool. I'm excited to see what they do with it. Yeah, my biggest thing is a massive deep dive update. I'm gonna put the text on the screen really big. It's gonna say massive deep dive update, really big. I'm gonna make it all jittery and looking weird. And it's gonna like start like warping for some reason right now as I say it. Like it's gonna start warping as I start saying that, it like when I say warp. Anyway, I think my #1 feature I want in the game at this point is a deep dive overhaul. I've brought this up, I don't even know how many times at this point. I did the deep dives for the last week of July, and they were straight up awful. Like, just not fun. The normal deep dive objectives consisted of a total of 8 eggs, 5 mules, 200 Morkite, and a dreadnought. And then after that, the elite was 4 dreadnoughts, 3 mules, and 6 eggs. So in total, we collected 14 eggs, took out 5 dreadnoughts, and repaired 8 mules. Safe to say it wasn't fun. I don't want to do that ever again. Deep dives need something to stop this from happening. I don't want to have the same 3 types of objectives in both the deep dive and the elite. It's just too tedious, man. I don't want to do that. Each dive should not allow like multiple of the same objective. There's enough objectives to just make sure the randomization isn't choosing the same things over and over. There also needs to be more secondary objectives to pick from. Currently, there's Morkite, eggs, mules, dreadnoughts, and black boxes. I think that's all of them. And in that case, there's only 5, and there's 6 secondary objectives each week, so you're gonna get a repeat each time. It's not a big deal, but in a game where you could fit a lot of stuff into that secondary objective slot, it feels weird that there's not more. The season events would work right there. Random mini-bosses would fit in that secondary slot too. A lot of them don't even spawn in deep dives because if those random events that give extra XP did spawn, people would exploit that to get significantly more XP quickly. And that, you know, they're trying to avoid that. But if you just made it the secondary objective, then they can't exploit it, right? You're just getting XP for doing it. So it's fine. It'd also be cool to see mutators that apply to all 3 stages, like if dives had larger sweeping things that made all the stages altered throughout the whole run to make each week feel more unique. It'd be pretty cool. Obviously both like positive and negative mutators. Obviously it shouldn't be something like too crazy, but things that'll like change the run to just feel more interesting each time you see it. You're like, ooh, that's a cool one. In the end, deep dives have been pretty content dry for a while now, and I hope we can get more going on in Season 5 to reduce repeating objectives, increase variety each week, and also just make this game's biggest challenge more challenging and more interesting. Next up is new mission types. It feels weird to say it, but it's been a while, right? Season 1, I mean, was a while ago now, so new mission types wouldn't be a bad thing to add. They add a lot to the game, and they're fun, so I'm kind of hoping for one of those. The only real guidelines I have in my brain that I think would be good to follow is something along the lines of mining expedition or point extraction, where it isn't reliant on waiting for other things. You know, like meal salvages, you gotta like charge the uplinks and stuff, and Doretta, you gotta wait for her to move, and all that stuff. I think just making things more focused on player action, decreasing the time per mission would be important, because there's a lot of mission types that rely on just like waiting for something to charge. Other than that, I don't really have any guidelines. It would be cool to see one that's themed around mining. It's, you know, a big part of the whole vibe of the game, and maybe discovering a new mineral for a season, like some fancy new mineral that causes some sort of gold rush on Hoxie's, like a new era of mining for the place. So yeah, just a mission that doesn't have waiting for something to charge involved, and maybe mining themed would be really cool. Along similar lines, you could do a plague objective mission type, which would, you know, have you cleaning plague spikes or cracking open meteors. Just a way to move that seasonal content over to a more significant thing, which I kind of talked about at the end of the Season 4 video, and I might make a full video on soon. I feel like the only thing that I really am unsure about with this would be, you know, if the cave generation should be linear or non-linear. It's probably an argument to be said that having the mutator that spawns the spikes and a mission type would be a little too much, but I don't know. I still think it'd be nice to see it implemented. A small thing I wanted to just bring up is some new cosmetic types. We haven't gotten a new kind of cosmetic in a long time. Yeah, I kind of want to see that. One idea I had was gun charms, which is a thing in other games that I don't know right now, but you know, you put the little thingy on your gun and it like moves around. It's all funny. You could do one that's like a loot bug. You could do one that's like a little gold chunk or something. You could do little dwarf guys or like little beer mugs. You could do a Bosco one. You know, there's a lot of stuff in the game you could turn into a little charm on your gun, and that would be cute. Another way to customize your weapon. Support tool skins would be cool. Not frameworks though. They don't need frameworks. Just skins. You just put the paint that's on the guns on the support tools. That'd be kind of neat. And yeah, I thought about a back slot, like having something you could put on your back. I feel like that'd be really hard considering the armor sets are like one whole thing, and then it would have to like interact with that in a smart way. So I kind of doubt that's one that I'm gonna see. And lastly, I want to end this off. That's pretty much all my personal thoughts. But I do want to bring up a video from Axis Chronos, his concept for weapon mastery. It is one of my favorite ideas I've seen come from the community. I really like the concept. I don't really want to summarize it too much myself, but basically like it'd give you challenges for a weapon. You complete those challenges and you'd get little rewards for doing it. And then, you know, it's like a list of stuff to kind of check off, adds more reason to change your builds up and stuff like that. It would be cool. And it'd be a fun way to add variety to the game. So yeah, go check that video out. I love that idea. And that's it. That's all of them. That's all my ideas. I have no more. I have no more ideas. Maybe a new biome would be cool. I like biomes. But yeah, other than that, nope, I'm done. My brain's empty. That pool is dry now. Expect more videos in September. Sorry for the long wait. Been a rough couple months, but I'm here. Have a good one. I'll talk to you again soon. Enjoy your Deep Rock Galactic gaming. And this video was not sponsored by Brita, sadly. Rock and Stone.